Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to look into how living in the present moment, focusing on today, can help us to have a much more positive, hopeful relationship to self. So when we live in the present moment, we're really focusing on how are we doing today, right here and right now. And that gives us the possibility to always examine, how am I showing up? And come back to our intentions of, how would I like to show up? So who would I like to be in the world? What would I like to be feeling? What do I want to be cultivating within me? And how do I want to show up for myself, for others, and for the world? And when we stay focused on these intentions in each and every moment, it's like a continual opportunity to begin anew, to start again. That every time you have a new gift of a new present moment, you can return to your intentions. And you can return to right here and right now. And who do you want to be right here and right now? And this is so powerful because when we live in the past or we live in the future, we tend to cling on to the negative. So if you look into when you have a memory of self or identities you carry of self, the ones that are the strongest and that probably come up the most often and hinder your ability to live well in the present moment, they're probably identities clinging to one mistake or something you had trouble with in the past or struggled with in the past. And then you focus on those and you carry them and you label yourself based on them. So I'm a mean person, I'm a failure, I can't do this, I can't love, I'm unlovable. And those identities got pinned on you from one experience in the past, or several maybe. But those are in the past, right? So if we carry the identity into the present, all it's doing is hindering us from beginning anew as the person we are today. So the longer that you cling to that identity from that one mistake in the past or who you were in the past, the more it infringes on your present experience. And when we think about the future, we normally worry and we carry those same identities. And we think, well, if I was that way in the past, now I'm going to predict that that's going to happen to me again. I'm going to mess up again. I'm going to be unlovable again. They're going to leave me again. And now we're projecting those onto the future. And this creates a little sandwich of negativity around the present that now we're carrying that negativity from the past, creating our identity. And now we're projecting it into the future, building our future upon it. And when we do this, this is what they think, law of attraction. If this is how you see yourself and what you're thinking, it will probably manifest, which is why history repeats itself. Because we create this identity of self, we create this belief, and our fear of it happening in the future changes who we're able to be in the present. And in the present moment, we're living in fear, we're living in regret, and all of our actions reflect that and then manifest those energies for the future. So when we come back and we live in the present moment, in the here, in the now, we're looking at, who are you now? And what are your intentions now? So instead of being the self-critic, always looking at what we had done wrong and carrying that fear or that identity into the present, we're looking hopefully into, who can I be right here and right now? And who am I being right here and right now? And in this present moment, we have the ability to show up as our best selves. We can engage in the world how we wish to. And in this present moment, normally things are pretty good. We can look around and we can see all the conditions of happiness in our lives. I'm breathing, my body's still here, the sun is still shining, I have a roof over my head, maybe we have a job, maybe we have potential for a new job, but in this moment, we can take care of things and we can live with intention. But if we're living in the past and holding on to that identity, we can't take care of the now. In fact, we're bringing heavy burdens and heavy baggage into the now. And that anger or resentment or regret, that makes the now ugly. Whereas if you're just here looking around, things are pretty good. And you as a person, you have the potential to live really well in the present moment. So it's a difference of, they say in the book, The Compassionate Mind by Paul Gilbert, he was talking about self-critic versus self-correction, and how self-critic always focuses on the bad and the shaming and the regret and predictions of negative self. You're bad, you did this bad. And we think if we hold on to that, it helps us be a better person now because we're getting better, we're trying to avoid that. But really what it does is create this negative relationship with self. And if you're always looking at the negative identity of what you've done in the past or what you're fearing you'll do in the future, that's where your energy is flowing to the negative, and it's creating fear within you and resistance. Where self-correction is more positive based. It's saying, yes, maybe I did that in the past. Maybe I've made those mistakes before. I can recognize that and admit it. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to see how I grew from it, what came from it, how it led me to here. But I'm going to stay focused on my intentions here and now. And instead of focusing on the negative and the shame, I'm going to focus on the good. Who I intentionally want to be. Who I know that I am in my heart space. That good side of me. The potential of me. And if we look towards the future, because we're human, we do so with that positive growth mindset. And we say, what am I cultivating now? And how is that going to move me into the future in a positive way? So we stay engaged with the good in us. And we create this new self-image or new identity based on the present. Based on right here and right now, I have this opportunity to begin anew. I have this opportunity to engage with life in the ways that I would like to. And as I take the next step forward, I'm doing so with this image of self, this hopeful image of self, this intentional image of self. And so we're not carrying the baggage of the negative self, the negative identity that then weighs down our present and makes us heavy here. We're living in the present, recognizing how the past brought us here, helped us grow. We learned. We can correct, but then we move forward with who we are today, not carrying who we were in the past, not carrying that story of woe is me, or I'm a victim, or I'm bad, or whatever it is that you hold on to. Let that go. Learn from it. Recognize that you were that person, you made that mistake, and now come to the present. Who are you today? What is your intention today? And how can you live today in a way that grows into a beautiful future and holds hope for a beautiful future? So I invite you all this week to examine and just look at, with no judgment, Are you holding on to stories of the past that create negative identities of self and then fearful predictions for the future? And how can you come back into the present moment, into your heart space, re-examine your intentions, and see each moment as an opportunity to begin anew, to show up as the real you? If you enjoy these little talks and would like to join a group session or individual coaching, please visit us at newleafmindfulness.com. I hope to see you all very soon.